and we're not necessarily missing someone. We're just, getting everything together. You are appreciated for coming to this channel. Premium Black News is what we're calling it. Something that's we know is going to be a household name. We feel it, we see it, we know that consistency is going to take us where we're trying to go. And as you can see, we are here once again with at least 30 episodes. DocDoc Da Surgeon is here.
I am partially here. I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'm here nonetheless. Why?
See that?
Because I'm the people's doctor.
The people's doctor. Christopher Perkins first.
Nice to see you.
We have Ulric here, DocDoc Da Surgeon, and of course, you guys tell him who I am.
This is
the chef, Elvis Rosenberg.
Everything's coming about some.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna cook up some topics.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we got a first topic that we're gonna really try to push out there. Is that Rob Lowe 2000? Peace, peace, peace. Rob Lowe. Day one, Rob Lowe. Day one.
Okay.
Nice to see
Day one. When I had, I think, 12 subscribers, he was one of the 12. Okay? And to the 90 new subscribers that we were able to generate this week, thank you. You are appreciated. 90 new subscribers.
That's crazy, man.
90 in 7 days.
It feels pretty insane.
Boom!
How you guys feeling?
I'm feeling great.
I'm a little under the weather, just like you. I was gonna say something. I got a stuffy sniffles, stuffy nose, indigestion.
Stuffy. Yeah, both of you guys are a little under
Next
the
week you
weather.
might be like that.
No, I won't be like that next
Okay,
week.
well, good.
Don't wish that on me.
Right now, maybe right now you carry us with your health, and we'll carry you next week. Maybe if you get sick.
When I used to be when I was in the bar business, back when I used to bartend, this is not even managing. When I would bartend, you're grabbing the straws and you're putting the straws in the sink and, you're doing all that you would get right away you would get, I used to call it the 24-hour code. But what I would do is I would throw on long johns. And at the time, that's when those feathered blankets were big in Macy's and those popular department stores. So I had all these feathered blankets that you had to put the duvet in it. I had a whole bunch of duvets and all that kind of
Those
stuff.
things, they explode as soon as you whack it.
Like puff up, you mean? Oh,
Yeah.
the pillows.
The
feathered
things
pillows.
I used to always see on sitcoms.
Yeah.
That would
So
hit somebody to explode.
yeah, exactly. So back in the day when that was going on, I would just cover myself with those at least 2 blankets, the feathered pillow blankets. And I would have my long johns on and I would just be in there sweating and I would just let my face out just a little bit just to breathe and I would just fight it. And after 10 hours of that, you come out, jump in the shower, freezing cold shower. Oh my goodness, colds never even had anything to do with me. I was always able to fight a cold like that. And I had I was always sick for 15 hours tops.
Yeah, I kind of like have it seems like you're going to get under the weather. So I had some tea, got the glasses on so I could keep it a little dark, have the hat on to keep it a little warm.
Right.
But I think we're going to be just fine by tomorrow morning.
By tomorrow morning, you'll be good to go.
But time out. Every time I go to sleep and I cover up, I sweat. Every single time, sick or no sick. If I'm covered up completely and I have insulation, I sweat no matter.
But what kind of blanket are you using? You say any blanket, you're gonna sweat?
If it's a blanket, if it's a full blanket, if it's not anything but a sheet,
Yeah.
and I'm completely insulated. There's no air, from when my feet free or my hands free,
Right.
or something like that. I wake up sweating, and it is terrible.
So you're soaking up the whole bed.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Wow. So a woman gotta really love you.
No, we usually use sheets actually. If it's really hot.
So you just prefer just to use a sheet, you're good to go. But if you throw a blanket over you,
I mean, it's nice when I'm about to fall asleep to have a blanket over me as opposed to a sheet. But it's when I wake up in the middle of the night, dripping sweat. It's very unpleasant.
right? Yeah. Yeah. There's I don't think anything you can do about that. I was gonna say just get a better sheet. The better the thread, the more threads in that sheet is gonna allow the sheet to breathe. Because what's happening, what I was doing with the feathers was I was insulating myself, not allowing my heat to escape.
Yeah, me too.
So your heat is not escaping. So what you might want to consider, is gonna sound crazy, is get 100% wool blanket. You can go to like the Army Navy stores, they still have 100% wool blankets. And they're like $100. It's like a standardized price. Right there in Times Square, 42nd Street, they have a
little warmer?
of course,
Okay,
that's the big misconception here, is that this wool blanket is going to be too warm. But what you do is you lay that wool blanket down onto the mattress first. Then you take a regular ordinary sheet and you put the sheet over the wool blanket. So now when you're sleeping, you won't wake up with a wet blanket anymore. That wool is going to allow breathability in between. The way the sheep are out there in 100-degree weather with big things of wool around them and they just chilling like that, it's because the density inside of that wool has so many. In other words, it looks like it's packed, but the fibers actually are breathable. So if you throw a nice 1,800 thread sheet on top of the wool blanket, sleep on that. You can even sleep on top of the wool blanket itself, and then throw a sheet over you. It's gonna blow your mind. You won't be sweating through the bed.
If that is real and that actually works, you have completely changed my life. If that works,
Yeah.
maybe you've had
Optimism.
10 years.
Skepticism and optimism is fine. You're a free thinking man, but let me tell you, it works. And it'll add a more comfortability to your life. And you're thinking wool is scratchy, but it's actually a natural fiber that your body will really like. This is like, it was put here for a reason.
Yeah. Well, the sheet is a referee, so the sheet works. So once you mentioned the sheet as a cover,
Yeah, you can put the sheet on, but I'm saying at some point you could even do it without that. So this is, I guess, the pre-show.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah.
It's like our pre-show.
Yeah.
Today, well, about 16, 20 hours ago, O'Shea Duke Jackson released a video about Ye and what Ye was saying about Rosa Parks. So I hit the comment section and I was bombarded with so many comments. They were coming at my neck. There was a lot of people that agreed with me too, so I wasn't alone in that chat room. But it was actually a very mature chat. There was no name calling, even though I did tell one person, "Are you dumb or are you stupid?" And I hate when I go to my troll, especially as Elvis Rosenberg. I don't like to troll on the Big Elvis Chef Rosenberg. I got other accounts for that.
That's name call.
I said, "Are you dumb or are you stupid?" Which it wasn't nice for me to do that. But you get the question was, what does that have to do with anything? Just why are you so lazy? Everybody else is like trying to cite things and bring things forward, and it led me to wanting us to do the Mo Facts, episode 22, which is the Dream Machine.
Yeah.
And I was like, we need to do, it's an hour and 30 minutes, and we're not going to do that today, but at some point we need to do, we'll see how this video does, but we're going to probably have to do the Mo Facts, episode 22, the Dream Machine, and we're going to have to break that down because no one has ever done it better than Mo Facts.
You want to let them know a little bit who Mo Facts is for your new.
All right, so anyone that's new, Mo Facts is part of where I'm from. We are the alumni of the Star Report. So the alumni of the Star Report include people like Dana with the Data. So if you go to YouTube, Dana with the Data, she's part of this alumni. And we also have Mo Facts. He's part of the alumni. He was like me. We were just callers into the show. We would call into the show. And Dana with the Data was actually one of the co-hosts of the morning show that Star had, which included Shampoo. But you won't really call Shampoo necessarily an alum of the Star Report, which he is, but he's not because he's had so much of a career before the Star Report. The Star Report, when I say alumni, I'm referring to the people who were totally green, in this verse, in this YouTube world. And that's Dana with the Data. That's myself, Big Elvis the Chef Rosenberg. That's also Florida Boy Jay. He has a great podcast. It's been a while since he's done a stream. From what I know, I like to check for him. He does good stuff. He has a little bit too long of a sports segment because he's such a sports guy that it's hard for me to kind of get into it, because I don't want to go forward on the sports section out of respect. So I kind of like don't go to the show as much as I would like. But I've seen, let's say he has 30 shows. I've seen, 20% of the shows. I've seen a nice amount of his shows. And then Dana with the Data, I've seen another 30% of her shows. And I also hit her Cash App every time I'm in the door. Then we have another alum. We can't call her an alum. Jen from On the Block with Jen. Remember the show I flipped out on where I was like flipping out about the incels?
The little, with the panel of people?
The panel of people.
Yeah.
I wouldn't quite call her an alum of the Star Report because she also had a career before Star. And she used Star as a way to kind of parlay her or catapult her to, she was trying to get to 3,000 subscribers, which she was able to do, and it helped. He brought her in because Troy Terrain from the Star Report, he's into helping everyone. Everyone. Like, look at the name Premium Black News. It comes straight from the Star Report show.
I did not even know this.
Yeah, it comes straight from the Star Report show. When people, we would call up the show, and Star would say something like, we're not going to talk about the politics today, like something crazy in the news, a school shooting or whatever. He's like, because you know what you really want is Premium Black News. And then he would just talk about the most ratchetest thing going on. It was like, it's just brilliant. So the Premium Black News is part of Troy Terrain and the Star Report. You get that, right?
Gotcha. Well, now
So this is why I always show and respect to Star. And this is part of how I got the 90 new subscribers, because Star, he was live here in New York City, and I went live for his radio time.
Yeah.
So I wound up getting 3,500 new views from it. He got 60,000 views for it when he and then he didn't release it for 5 days. How much respect is this man showing? He knows that somebody that is he's my mentor, and I released an episode. He could have said, "Yo, take that down. I'm about to release it on my own." But no, he let me rock for 5 days before he put it out.
Well, big ups to Star.
Yeah, big up to Star.
I've never said big ups before in my life.
No,
So, Star.
How does that feel? Big ups to.
Let me try again. Big ups to Star.
You're a jerk.
I felt
Oh, you're being sincere.
No.
I thought you're messing with us, man.
No. I meant to throw Star an acknowledgement.
Right.
Me saying it in the way I say it, I'm just not used to
I'm
saying
glad you
it.
said big up, because Star does not do any shout outs, so you couldn't use the word shout out to him.
Gotcha.
So big up to him. Like, this is something that I'm actually wanting us to do, because we here at the Premium Black News, if I get out of pocket, Doc knows he got to check me. Ulric knows he got to check me. Same thing goes for these gentlemen here. We don't lie on the mic. We'd rather not say than actually volunteer a lie. We ain't gonna do that here. And you're gonna get an objective perspective from people with life experience. Ulric is younger than both of us, and by about 20 years. Well, we added up. It'll be 20, but whatever it is, because Ulric is like 31 years old, so he's young. He's out there. He's giving that perspective. I'm giving a different perspective. The doc is giving his perspective. We're talking about a man who went to school for the whole time I known him, and in between that, he's had a hell of an amazing life. And me, being in the bar business, being in the club business, being in the cannabis business, I have that perspective to bring here. So that's what you're getting when you come here to the Premium Black News.
For sure.
And that's what I love. I love that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the O'Shea Duke Jackson video that he did responding to Ye. And I'm sorry I didn't put that in the title, but if anybody is so inclined, they can at O'Shea Duke Jackson. He's in Africa right now. He's in Kenya. So no, he's not in Kenya. He's in Ghana. He's in Ghana. So I don't know what time it is in Ghana, but maybe you can always tag O'Shea and let him know that Big Elvis the Chef, along with Ulric, DocDoc Da Surgeon, and Premium Black News is live, and we're going to be talking about what he had to say about Ye.
O'Shea's putting some work out there.
Oh, he's putting in massive work.
Yeah.
I think a little too much work on some of the stuff he puts out. I could tell that he didn't even do any research on some of the stuff. I say that respectfully. I really respect O'Shea. O'Shea Duke Jackson is a YouTuber that's been around since I think 2012.
Okay.
So he's been around a long time, and he started out with a lot of panels. He started out with a lot of Zooms. He started out with a lot of StreamYarding people, bringing them in and introducing YouTubers to the world.
Yeah.
He just
he's
recently,
like a Troy Terrain.
Yeah. He's like a Troy Terrain. He's very like
Who's
he's
Troy
like
Terrain?
the Star.
Star.
Star is Troy Terrain.
Gotcha.
And what he's done is, like, Kevin Samuels was the first time, like, Kevin Samuels was putting it in for a few years. And then he wound up, O'Shea Duke Jackson put him on, and he wound up, like, really getting a lot of traction.
He catapulted Kevin Samuels?
Yes, and many others. Many others. And
The lead attorney?
The lead attorney. Oh, yeah. O'Shea Duke Jackson, he's good. He's very good. He's lived in Poland for a lot of years. He's ADOS though. He's an American descendant of slavery, but he's left the country way before anyone else was doing it with the passport bros. And check this out, you would appreciate this. He's a pharmacist. He went to school to become a pharmacist, so he's a licensed. He could come here and like open up a pharmacy or something like that. So I could be wrong about that, but I know it's in the medical field. Are pharmacists considered doctors?
They can get. They're not. You get what you call a Pharm D, so it's a doctorate in pharmacy. So there's a lot of areas in medicine now. They put in their curriculum so they can be a doctor of that thing.
Everyone gets a trophy, is what
yes,
you're saying.
exactly. Well,
you get a trophy.
Respectfully,
you get a trophy.
everyone gets a
Nothing wrong
trophy.
with that, but let's just understand what it is.
Yeah, but we respect him for that.
Yeah,
Come on, he could have just said, "I'm gonna just rock this YouTube thing out, and make 120,000 a year, and I'm good." No. He's like, "Yeah, I'll make the 120 from YouTube. I'm not counting your money." But all I'm saying is that he actually said, "I'm going to go into the medical field," and he can take that any way he wants in the world. So,
Pharm D's are well respected out there. You know, they used to be pharmacists, but now they're Pharm D's, a doctor of pharmacy. Matter of fact, Stefano is a Pharm D. Matter of fact, he helped me out this weekend when I had this little event.
Right.
And he kind of like helped me get some of the stuff that I needed. So.
Now, who is Stefano?
So Stefano is like a cousin-in-law, ex-cousin-in-law.
right.
So, so we cool and stuff like that.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. So that's a little bit about O'Shea Duke Jackson. Just wanted to put that out there. What else we're gonna do is let's get to the clip, y'all.
All right, let's do that.
Oh, Rick, hit that for me.
Gotcha.
If you guys ready,
Start
we're
with the
ready.
MoFax clip?
No. Oh, I only sent you the MoFax clip?
Yes, correct.
So just go to YouTube, go to O'Shea Duke Jackson, and it's in his recent, but he does at least 7-8 videos a day.
We almost there.
Yeah, and then he has a producer like we.
Yeah.
There we go, right there.
From this one.
Mhm.
Wait till the clip plays. All right.
Okay. Mo Fax is in the house.
What? Oh, wow.
Please tell Mo Fax how you know about Mo Fax.
MoFax. This Elvis. I'm sorry, Mr. Mo, Mr. Fax.
No,
Elvis.
really.
Elvis. Yeah, you have no idea the respect that I have for you. But Elvis is the one who put me onto this a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And
sat him down
Yeah.
for a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
And was like, "You're gonna sit here. You're gonna listen to this show." We listened to the show. I mean, we did partake in the herb, though.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but
Come on.
what's it called? Yeah, but since then you have no idea the amount of people who've been trying to pay it forward to.
This guy is. How many people have you introduced Mo Fax to?
About maybe 5 or 6.
5 or 6 people.
Yeah.
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 Mo Facts is
And hey, that's a lot for somebody who's not on social media.
right. And I talked to you about Mo Facts too, I'm sure.
I haven't.
I don't think so. No. You
Yeah.
see, he's Doc is always busy. He's got a lot going on. Not saying that Ulric is not busy, but it is hard to throw the Doc in front of a 3-hour thing. And I'll send him stuff, and then I'll say, "Yo, Doc, you get that stuff I sent you?" And he's like, "Which one?" And I'm like, "Don't forget, Ulric and the Doc know social media, so these are my friends, and also understand they're not friends." This is my friend, and this is my friend. You see how we have different experiences where I introduce him to Mo Facts, and I introduced many people, over 20 people to Mo Facts, but the Doc, it never worked out. I'm sure I might have sent him something, but he's just never has been an internet kind of guy. He got too much going on. He's,
You got to sit with it.
yeah, he has to sit with it, marinate. But mind you, the Doc is one of the people that helped wake me up, though. That's the craziest part.
Right?
How crazy is that? I was like totally,
So he kind of did put you on the Mo Facts in a weird way.
That's an interesting take on it. So, Mo Facts, I don't know if you know this, but on this O'Shea Duke Jackson clip, I actually was in the comment section heavy for everybody to go to Mo Facts, and I don't know if anyone told you about that. Did you get anything that people were like, did you see your episode popping? Because I was going heavy in the comment section to go to Mo Facts, episode 22, The Dream Machine. So I did my part to really, really, really push you today, and I'm glad you're here. I don't know how long you'll be here. I know Mo Facts is got a family, 4 children. He's a husband. He's a believer like you two,
Yeah, actually, this one, I've never even spoke so reverent in a reverent way of somebody, even with celebrities or somebody, to like a podcast.
You're like
a podcast. I'm actually there's a sense of reverence where I'm actually saying, "Holy crap, it's an honor."
It's an honor. Mo Facts
you-
is one of the
yeah.
best podcasts. I'm telling you, I've listened to so many podcasts. I was listening to Joe Rogan when I used to tell people, Joe Rogan is? They're like, who? What? How? They had no idea. This was back in 2010. I was listening to Joe Rogan. Mo Facts is better than Joe Rogan.
It's not even close.
Mo Facts went on to Hotep Jesus, and Hotep Jesus, it was supposed to be an interview, and attacked Mo Facts. And Mo Facts didn't even bust a sweat. Didn't even bust a sweat.
Nice.
And, I thought it was going to be an interview. He attacked Mo Facts. Like, what about this? What about that? Da-da-da-da. And Mo Facts did not bust a sweat, man. It was a pretty amazing show.
Let's stop the gushing for a second.
We're gonna gushing.
Alienate everybody.
Mo Facts is one of the best YouTubers, best podcasts. Not even YouTuber. YouTuber is marginalizing him. He is a podcaster unlike anyone you ever see. Mo Facts needs I keep saying all the time. Somebody gave Mo Facts $2,000 a week, a month to like pay people to research, it'll be the greatest show out there, But anyway,
right.
I digress.
I'm ready to play. I'm going.
Let's go.
No, I'm good. Everybody, it's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Dump. Brothers, I really want to talk about the whole Kanye thing, and some of you people saying, did you stand with this guy? All right? If you want to talk about standing with Kyrie, although Kyrie, he bent the knee and then, said sorry and try to act, like he's free, I won't deal with him today. I'll deal with Kanye West. And many of you guys say you stand with Kanye West because he's telling the truth about these other people, the untouchable people, all right? But now, I want you to see how sick a lot of people are in our community who we say we stand with once they disrespect the people who put their lives on the line for everybody in our race. Everybody, okay? Now, before I get on him, 2017, it was a big issue in the black world, black America, because, some of you brothers didn't want Harriet Tubman to be on the $20 bill. And then a lot of you brothers was talking about, well, she's ugly and why not a black man? And there's other black men who did more to her. And actually, I really don't give a damn because it's the white man's money anyway. So whether it's a black person on it or not, it don't matter. All right? If they want to elevate her, shut up and go back to Africa and help build a state there, or get your own land and become a country. Otherwise, shut up. But y'all was mad, right? So some of you brothers was calling her ugly. You were talking about how she looked, and I had to get on some of you. I had to get on a lot of you brothers. How dare you respect a woman who was helping free our people? And this is the actions that some of these sick brothers had and sisters out here. Really was the black men out here doing that. It's sickening. But then here's a problem though. You try that with other groups and you get smashed on. Let me play this clip of Kanye West dissing Rosa Parks. Okay? It's sickening. But let me go ahead and play that clip right now.
About that information. It just looks to me. I just put that as a proposal. Everybody know Obama not from Chicago. He's only in the Senate like a half a term. They know they plan that all the way, you know what I'm saying? Since 1948. All of these movements, I know won't finna be mad at me, but all of these heroes, man, is only one. That's Jesus Christ. You're going to find out something about MLK, something about JFK, something about Malcolm, something about Rosa Parks. We know Rosa Parks is a plant. We know all of these things, right? And they use these media outlets to outrage. Outrage is an economy, the trauma economy. The trauma economy. What death are we going to promote this week? It ain't like 14 people ain't getting killed every week in Chicago. And like all over. But no, we're going to publicize this on our, I'm not going to say whose platform it is. I'm not going to say what hospital it is. It was the Jews. But it's not. I got to stop pointing out the Jews because it's really communist rule and take.
So let me talk about this, right? Now I'm gonna deal with this from a unique standpoint.
Any immediate reaction?
No, let's keep going.
Yeah, I got a few. Let's
keep going.
Number one, the European Jews are the untouchable group, as what Kanye calls them. They have a saying in their community: never forget. See, here's the situation. Some of y'all will come over in the black community because you're rich, or you have money, or you have clout, and you'll disrespect your people. Like Malcolm X, call him a plant. A man who got killed, called him a plant. All right? Again, this is a man who, most women you date are white women. You have a non-black child, half-black child with Kim Kardashian. But then you have the nerve to talk about people who sacrificed their lives in the struggle, a generation much greater than ours. We don't have anybody in our generation that's even close to being a Rosa Parks. And if you want to talk about her, she was tired in the bus. Rosa Parks not only fought for civil rights all her life in Detroit, everywhere. She was in the struggle her whole entire life. But you guys sit back and you talk about Malcolm X, a plant? King, you ain't gotta like King. There's some things that King did that I don't like. But are you gonna talk about King? Call them plants? Well, Kanye, what are you? And here are the brothers that you sick people stand by. And that's why Jews and Chinese and Asians and the LGBTQ, they have stuff because they don't disrespect their people. That's why they have it and you don't. Because you will disrespect and throw your asses on the bus. Name me a Jew right now that gets on YouTube or podcast and say that any of his people are plants. Go. That person's immediately castigated out. I don't care what they did that was wrong that we don't like. Hey, never gonna go in here and say something like that. That person's a plant. But that's sick. And that's how y'all, at least Kyrie won't do that. I give him that much respect. But this is what y'all stand for? You stand by Kyrie? That's exactly why we don't have anything. Lukewarm pro-blacks. On one day, it's okay for you to be black when you're oppressed. But then when you want to go and have a white wife or a white husband, some of you sisters, you do whatever the hell you want, right? Act just like the black church. No wonder why don't nobody go. Ain't no rules there. You can do whatever the hell you want to do.
Who are you? What do you do?
What do you think?
I say private
I love
detective.
this.
I think the police are out of their depth. They consult me.
It's interesting.
It's only a
Is
couple.
that done?
It's almost done.
You
Okay.
can be a pastor with kids in all over the city. I'm talking about you, Jamal Harrison Brown. All over the state. I'm talking about you. And that is exactly why you're a joke. No other group does that but us.
That's the
Throw
one
your
who said he
people
wants to
under the
sell
bus who
marijuana.
helped you get to where
The
you get
pastor.
today.
Yeah, that's
How? It don't even make no sense. It's pathetic. Then you sit there and talk about a plant, but you got all. I mean, look, like Kanye, brother, I'm gonna get on you, man. Every woman, 70% of women that you talk to are white. You go out here and then you make these incredulous statements about the black community. Of course, we can't punish you, but then the Jews do, and then we see what kind of person you are. Now you quiet and you wearing all kind of stuff, and you just say anything to say something stupid, and then you have these idiots who stand with this guy. Now y'all who stand with him, y'all ain't got no money to give him. Now when y'all talk, y'all are ridiculous. When I hear somebody say, I stand
wait a
with
minute.
Kyrie, brother. I stand with Kanye.
Now
You stand where?
He's trying to say the people that are supporting Kanye are broke.
Yes.
Poor broke
Yes.
people.
Yes. Everything he's saying. Wait.
Whoa.
Just wait till. Wait till. We only got a couple minutes
You ain't even
left.
got a pot to piss in talking about you stand with somebody. You won't give Kanye $1, $5. All you gotta do is start saying, well, brother, we need your support. The same folks who say they stand with you, they stand with you in YouTube comment sections. They stand with you on Instagram comment sections. But when it comes time to do something, they're gone. They're gone. Can't depend on these people. And it's sick, man. You can't stand. I'm telling you, if you ever want to know where somebody stands in the black world, talk about black ownership. Talk about sticking with your people. And now Umar, I take a lot of shots at him, but at least both his kids is all the way black. Hello, yeah, I said that. Sure did. Sure did. Sure did. He don't never throw elders under the bus. It's okay to disagree with somebody.
I think we're good now.
Yeah.
But if King is a plant, what are you?
All
You're
right.
the only real one out here, right, Kanye? Only you. You the only one that's real, right? Nobody real but you. Because everybody else is a plant besides you. This is how dumb some of y'all are. Seriously. This is exactly how dumb and stupid brothers are, some of us. We don't have no goddamn sense, do we? No. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. And it's a crying shame. But guys, what do you think?
Yeah,
It's your boy.
I'm ready for this.
So I don't know.
This had me triggered, dude. Go.
Yeah, you have
Ulric.
no idea.
I'm gonna let Ulric go.
First of all, all right. So I've never heard of this O'Shea Dupree guy. I've never.
Duke Jackson.
O'Shea. I'm sorry. O'Shea.
Duke Jackson.
Maybe his energy just gave me a Dupree or something like that.
Okay,
Something a little softer. But listen, the only thing that I received from him is he is, you know about defense mechanisms. A big defense mechanism is something called projection.
Right.
When you insult others for actions or attitudes that you perpetuate.
Right.
Constantly. So now I don't know about his relationship situation. I don't know if he dates white women. But
No,
it
no.
seems like
O'Shea
everything
is into black women.
everything he's accusing Kanye West and everything he seems to be critical of Kanye West seems to be what he's reflecting in this video.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Isn't O'Shea? He has a lot of shows where they talk about going to like Colombia and stuff like that. He's really heavy into that type of stuff.
Yeah, the Passport Bros. He
Yeah,
actually comments on their channels. He's not a Passport Bro, but he does speak on that.
Well, he doesn't like
Exactly.
it. I got the impression
What's
he
his-
likes it. He likes it, like
He
wow,
he
that's
understands why men are doing what they're doing, and he also understands why the women that are pissed off about it. But he's for the most
For
part,
some reason-
yeah.
great. For some reason, when I kind of from what I remembered, this was a while ago. It seemed like he was really interested in that, can't wait to go type of thing. But I don't know. I might be wrong. But that's
You're talking about years ago.
yeah. This was a while ago.
Yeah. When were you up on O'Shea Duke Jackson? When did you first hear about him?
I mean, it wasn't super long ago. Maybe 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And have you ever? Well, you don't subscribe to anyone though, right? Yeah, the doc he's never. I don't think he even subscribed to me. Do you ever subscribe to people?
No, I think I'm subscribed to. Am I not?
To me, that's it's okay. No pressure. It's all right. So.
And yeah,
So no. I say that because it's good to have a little context. Ulric has never even heard of him, but I just wanted to look at the number one comment on the channel that he did today. It was by Will Morgan, and that was 19 hours ago. He says he is correct in his statement. The first black woman was Claudette Calvin. She was the dark-skinned pregnant teen. Parks was known to the South Alabama for fighting for black rights, and she was light-skinned, mixed Cherokee, and black heritage. They didn't want Claudette to be the face of civil rights due to her being a teen and the dark-skinned and pregnant. Don't believe me? Look it up. So that has 300 and mind you, there's 1,400 comments. This has gotten 389 thumbs ups, okay, with 155 replies, and I'm heavy in these replies. But my point is, Kanye is right. Despite all this ad hominems, I'm surprised he didn't talk about Kanye's height. I'm surprised he didn't talk about Kanye's face. I'm surprised O'Shea Duke Jackson didn't talk about Kanye and just nonstop ad hominems about O'Shea Duke Jackson turned this into a race thing so quickly. And then he tried to say that whoever disagreed with him is broke. I'm not broke. Anyway, broke is a state of mind. So he's saying that they couldn't even donate to Kanye if there was a donation. What he needs to understand is Kanye can still pack an arena.
He don't need our money.
Kanye can pack an arena. Kanye gets paid $8 million a show. If he produced his own show, gripped it and soundstaged it and all that stuff, he's still going to be making, $15 million. He can still do that in a weekend. There are venues that will take Kanye West. People that support Kanye West are not necessarily broke, and I think for him to come along with that was kind of trash. And then for him to act like only, like it was just like, if you don't agree with me, you're ignorant. And I've never seen O'Shea do this before. It's very unlike him to do this.
So wait. So what you're saying is that the way he portrayed himself in this way is completely alien to how he is normally.
Correct.
I don't know. I don't think you can be a one-timer with the way he conducted himself.
He's not like this.
I don't think
he was really triggered by this talking about Rosa Parks.
I think he is like this. You just haven't noticed it because there's no way. I don't think there's. Now I mean, granted, I'm saying this from this video. The amount of points that O'Shea touched on compared to what it seems like he's on script. The fact that he's so most of the criticism I heard that are leveled against Kanye, the fact that he dates white women, the fact that it seems so on script.
Comparing him to Umar Johnson.
It's hard for me to imagine that he had any kind of individuality, that he's just on script with Kanye. You don't just switch with your criticism when it comes to Kanye.
Right.
Something about Kanye, I don't know how Kanye got to him by calling Rosa Parks a plant, which I think what Kanye West was trying to say when he called her a plant, it was saying there was a movement.
He said Malcolm was the plant.
No, he's saying.
Other people. Yes.
Saying, but I think what he's referring to is I think what Kanye West was trying to articulate, which somehow went over. What's this guy's name? O'Shea
Duke Jackson.
O'Shea Duke Jackson. He took it somehow emotionally and heard everything but what Kanye West was trying to put forth intellectually.
Seriously.
So he took it like he used to date Kanye and Kanye said something hurtful towards him. And
he took it very hurtful. That's
he took it oddly personal. But what I think that he was trying to say about Rosa Parks was not so much not referring to Rosa Parks being a plant, which she had no autonomy. I think he was saying there's a movement that was happening. And I think you could place anybody at the forefront or do something heroic in this movement, and it can still go forward. I think it was believed that someone like Claudette Colvin wouldn't be supported. But I think that was I do think that was an assumption, and that I was worried. And the fears were based on racism. The fears that they needed someone lighter, or now the pregnancy thing, which you said was a myth. I guess that was.
There was no proof. She never admitted to that she was pregnant, but she did say that she was 15 when she was on that bus.
Yeah, but she was so 15-year-old. So the only difference between them was one was darker and one was lighter. Right, but
no, there was more. There was more. It's more. The difference is that these two women went to a special school that taught them how to be civil rights activists.
Oh yeah. I know.
And all those schools were ran by communists.
How about that?
And they were not black.
So,
Yeah, well, and Martin Luther King was a communist.
Martin Luther King was a communist, and that's why J. Edgar Hoover hated him so much, because he knew what school he went to. Martin Luther King went to a school. Let me just give you a little picture of this situation. You wanted to say something, right, Doc? Because I'm here. I'm not going to forget.
So you got it? No, if you had something you could really say, but I was just thinking about this video that we just saw. And what are we supposed to get out? Let's first talk with O'Shea Duke Jackson. The way he came across, what is it he's trying to feed us? And what do we get at the end of it? The thing we get at the end of it is not to support and listen to Kanye. That's really it.
Yeah, exactly.
And despite the fact that he's saying that he liked some of the things that Kanye said, the fact that Kanye said some things that he didn't like, he's using that as a platform to say, hey, listen, while you're listening to him, don't mess with him, don't talk to him. And I got 3 words I'm gonna say, and this may rub some folks the wrong way, but have you ever heard of false flags?
Yes.
Okay,
of course.
Okay. So now, we're aware with the BLM movement that occurs.
Right.
And when did false flags start? When did things start? And so in other words, we have this young lady, this 15-year-old, is
Claudette Colvin, you're referring
is that a real?
Play that clip I sent you of Claudette Coleman. I just sent you a clip, a MoFax clip. Go ahead, keep talking.
If that's really this 15-year-old, is this young lady really represent what was happening at the moment? And then now, how ironic it is, Rosa Parks looks like the person that would play that part. Now, we came a long way in all the things that's occurred. But we have to understand at that point in time, there was a real effort to create an integration. So it all kind of worked well together for that to occur. At the end of the day, regardless of what Kanye said, as far as that's concerned, it may be something that you choose to believe or not choose to believe. But the greater scheme of his message is something that kind of brings us more to see, as a unit, see things one way. And the thing I think that he mentioned that we maybe agree with is much more important than to think about the fact that he may have history wrong or not, or his view on history is a problem,
So you're
or the
referring
fact
to-
that he decides to have kids with a woman who's not black.
Right.
So his sexual choices, like,
Doesn't change what happened.
Bill Clinton's sexual choices didn't stop the type of president you believe him to be,
Right.
or any of these other presidents.
Right.
But we try to make those connections so we could take away something that might be beneficial to us. And I'm kind of concerned, why is he doing that? And the fact that he steps so out of his normal way of being,
Right.
he sounds, what he's claiming Kanye to be. Now, the truth is, at the end of the day, can we really believe any of these things? We got to take it for ourselves and have to understand what's going to really benefit you and benefit the folks that you want to benefit, first and foremost. And that has nothing to do about hating anybody else. It has to do about loving yourself.
Right.
And we start from that and allow other people to love themselves, we probably get to where we need to be. But
Yeah, because Kanye seems to have his own interests. I
Of
agree
course.
with what you're saying.
Of course.
But this person, I keep forgetting this. O'Shea, whatever his name is.
Duke?
O'Shea seems to have
Duke
the
Jackson.
O'Shea Duke Jackson.
We got to show him some respect, you know? So we got to make sure we say it right.
O'Shea Duke Jackson seems to have an agenda that was kind of placed on him. He seems like
He got a check.
I 100%.
You're saying
agree with
O'Shea
that.
got a big cash app. $1,000 cash app came in?
I'm not going to insinuate. I don't know what the money things, but all I know is he wasn't listening. He wasn't trying to figure out or decipher what Kanye was saying. He was only trying to critique.
Exactly.
He wasn't at no point was he trying to understand what Kanye West was trying to say. And so, but based on that, I can't. It's hard for me to believe that his other videos he's not as contrived or he's not as implanted. Like I don't know how you can just jump. I don't know how so he spoke on people before controversy, right?
Yes.
That's
Let-
weird.
Well, you know, one thing is that one of
yeah.
the things is the fact that he has a platform. He has a platform that reaches a certain group of folks. When you have a platform, you have a certain type of reach, you get the interest of other folks that may drop in at any point in time because he never really talk about this type of stuff.
Right.
You know, he's from what's so quote unquote the manosphere, and it seems like he talks about a lot of those relationship issues and those type of things, and talks about a lot of celebrity junk and nonsense.
Right.
But you know, it's a very serious tone. This is not celebrity, you know, drama or celebrity junk he just did. You know, it's
Well,
a
he
very
called it celebrity junk,
but
but he
wasn't
turned it
serious,
into the attack and ad hominem of Kanye West.
which
Yeah.
is
But let's play this
Yeah.
clip. This is the woman that the first Rosa Parks, and I say that respectfully.
Right, and this is a clip that we found on MoFax.
You got this from MoFax.
That day when the bus driver asked me to get up, I had this feeling come over me. It felt like Harriet Tubman was holding me down, hands were holding me down on one shoulder, and Sojourner Truth hands were holding me down on another shoulder. And I was glued to the seat, and I could hear the white passioners saying, "She gotta move, she gotta move, that's the law, she gotta move." And I felt like this is my time to take a stand for justice. My name is Claudette Colvin, and in 1955, I refused to give up my seat to a white passenger on the bus in Montgomery, Alabama, 9 months before Rosa Parks.
So 9 months before Rosa Parks, you got a 15-year-old girl who's sitting in the bus, refused to give up her seat, and she says something really interesting. She says that on one shoulder, she had Harriet Tubman on one shoulder, and on the other shoulder she had, who was the other one she
Sojourner
had?
Truth.
Sojourner Truth. And they were holding her down to that seat, because we're talking about, this is 1955. So the average woman in 1955 was she probably was a buck 05 back then. So we're talking about a 100-pound young 15-year-old who's sitting in that seat, and she had the power of these two people in her mind, pulling her down, holding her down, that she wasn't going to get up. And you have to think about what makes a 15-year-old buck that system and then take on go.
No, I wanted to finish that statement because I think I was going to say something contrary.
My point I'm trying to make here, I see you're excited. I want you to go when you're ready to go.
Oh, all right, no, I'll go right
Go.
now. So what actually trips me out when I think of what makes a 15-year-old, what makes a 15.
By the way, Ulric is an educator. He knows the 15-year-old. He deals with high school kids. He knows the 15-year-old. Go ahead.
My point this is perfect. So I worked at a charter school, and at one point there was this writing competition where these kids have to write about just write something creative or something like that.
Right.
Write something creative and present something creative. So this kid wrote something about, like, he wrote this whole dream scenario where, like, he was walking through a train station and some cops tried to stop him. Some cops were harassing him for some reason. And now I'm paraphrasing because this is from years ago. But the point of the story is, this kid wrote a whole creative story about being harassed by cops and somehow getting through it triumphantly. And this kid has never been in any situation like that. This kid's never had a scenario that I know because I talked about it, and we had to go through the scenarios with them. He just created that story, and he knew how creating that story, how positively it'd be received by teachers and adults. He knew we live in a society that he celebrates his, I guess, oppressionship, or how he imagines the world to be.
Right.
I think what happened with this 15-year-old Clyde Colvin, even though she wasn't the right actress for the role, what happened, especially with her referring to Sojourner Truth and Harriet Tubman, is something in her saw a celebrity in the future. And what his hostility towards Rosa Parks is that Rosa Parks won that celebrity. And I think that's what Kanye West, when he's calling when Kanye West is calling people plants.
So you
I
say
think plants is a wrong word.
Claudette was the clout chaser of her time.
Yes. And I don't think the rewards were as high as they are now. The rewards are significantly higher. And
Can I just say something? I don't normally do this,
What?
but that was fucking brilliant.
You think that was really?
That was brilliant. Do you agree? Do you concur with that?
About that still, I'm not listening to the rest of it.
Let me just say this. What I was gonna say was that those shoulders, the feeling that she had of these women, were the coaching that she was given.
Yeah, I agree. That's what
The coaching that they gave her. They said, I want you to envision Harriet Tubman on that seat. Don't you get up from that seat. Those white people gonna tell you get up. It's the law, girl. You gotta be strong now. You're gonna get ahead and go, you're gonna do this. And she's like, I'm ready. She was the clout chaser of her time.
Yeah.
That was really brilliant.
Yeah.
And I normally don't do that. And I normally don't drop the F-bomb like that neither. But that was brilliant. Because there's nothing new under the sun. We keep repeating ourselves. Everything keeps happening in cycles.
Yeah, that's what Kanye West was trying to say. I was trying to articulate, not that she was a plant, that she was someone that I don't know. They knew they could, I guess, benefit, and there was an opportunity there. It's like a job. You put a job on Indeed, and you and it looks good enough. The worst thing is you spend a night in jail, you become a celebrity, you become revered, you become immortalized, and those are the job things. You're gonna take that job, and I think that's what that was the zeitgeist or the personality at the time. Right. That there's a job. Like, look. The civil rights thing is gaining momentum. You want to be a hero? This fuck the cops, they're fun police. It's become this gaining momentum. You want to be a hero? Throw shit at cops. Be a dick, and it has nothing to do with any of the morality attached or anything.
Right.
To do. That's just it. All has to do with becoming a hero, and that's what I think a lot of these movements are.
I mean,
I think
Doc
is pushing back. Go ahead.
After hearing all of that, I don't think the people of that time or the way the average person thinks now. I don't think we had clout chasers in that fashion back then to that extent. Now, you said something that was interesting. There's some type of association with the school that all of these people went to?
Yeah, they all went to the school in like Tennessee somewhere.
And they all went to the same school?
They all went to, including Martin Luther King was in the school.
So now, in reference to the stuff I said
this
earlier,
is a civil rights school. How to teach you how to
be this person.
Right.
And what I'll say is this. I have no doubt there are countless situations where somebody did not get up from the bus and that was arrested that we know no idea about.
Right.
I agree. Yeah,
that was heavy in the comment section. They talk about that a lot.
And on top of that, we have, as this was the first attempt, we had this young girl, and then we decided, hey, listen, this is happening out in the streets. This is happening with the buses. This is going to happen so much so that it's just going to overtake this effort. And always, almost without fail, when this is about to happen, you have somebody jump out ahead and becomes the voice of it
Right.
Yeah.
to steer it. So was she the very first attempt, and then the decision was made to change it to be the second person? Did she end up actually getting pregnant, and that goes against the information that was going out there? And I say getting pregnant, a lot of people won't believe this, but I'll say this. Your best years to conceive is between 15 and 25. And it formulates and fosters the creation of families and things like that. We've came into a segment where it's like we're frowning upon that. You know, black pastors were being told to push this out in their communities and stuff like that. Part of to receive the 503B, C or whatever.
501c3, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
The non-for-profit,
Right,
yes.
right.
So easier to get your non-for-profit if you're going to push
talk these things,
girls
so-
not having
exactly.
families, husbands.
Oh,
getting
oh
married.
yeah. Oh, you agree with me? Yeah, it's voluntary.
So
it's all
the thing
voluntary
is,
to an extent, yeah.
When we think about all that being in play, I almost want to believe that O'Shea Duke Jackson knows, because other things that he told about the way he kind of come across, it seemed like he would be aware of these things. So the fact that he goes at Kanye that way creates more.
You're saying,
division.
how is this news not, how do you not know this is what
Right.
you're saying?
Right, and the
A
thing
world traveler,
right, and all
an
this stuff.
educated man, a pharmacist,
Right.
a YouTuber since YouTube started. How you don't
All
know
these folks
about
and,
this?
and then you jump out to say this and trash Kanye, but almost trash Kyrie Irving also.
Right.
He doesn't want to support any one of them. But interestingly enough, if there is something to gravitate around that would actually don't have anything to do about against other people, has more to do about.
Wait, say that again. Say that again. I didn't hear that.
If there's any group or idea that's circulating now in regards to Kanye and Kyrie Irving, you know, they would be the things that would invigorate the group to be more self-reliant, to look after themselves, to try to do better for themselves and educate
Now,
themselves.
wait,
You
what
know
can
what
you
you
say
just
about
called?
Kyrie
You know what
Irving?
you just called O'Shea Duke Jackson right now?
What I call him?
You called him a shill.
I don't know what he is, but I'm saying I like this.
Yes,
I don't like
yes,
language.
Of course he is.
You know,
of course he is.
I say
If it looks like a
this.
shill, it smells like
I
a
say this
shill.
thing.
It
I say this
tastes
a
like
couple of
shill, it's a
times.
shill.
You know, language is like our latest form of communication. It's also the weakest. The first is just your actions. And if you couldn't talk and I could just see your actions, it would tell me everything about what your intentions are.
Wait, what did he say about Kyrie Irving though? So,
Well, it's along the same lines as Kanye.
so he
just
has done this before.
No.
That's what I was
on this video.
on the same. So on the
This
same
video.
one video,
He made one
he
little comment
killed
about
two birds with one
Yeah, he
stone.
just made one little quick comment about Kyrie Irving. But you know, why? Why is it that you know? And then there's this message about you know where the money comes from and all these things. You sound like you have a vested interest, my friend, and it's okay. But I could see that, and I still like your other stuff. You know, because the thing is, what we need to do.
Eat the meat and spit out the bones.
So the thing about
That's
it
another,
is, it's okay. You know, the thing about it is, I completely disagree with you, but we need you, and I still want you here, and I still want to support. But the other stuff,
I like
that
that.
other stuff you're saying is trash.
Right.
I like that message. That's a good message.
Right. You know, like, we have to understand what is the stage. Like, I always talk about New York as a huge stage. Half of New York is empty. You drive around New York City, they got doormen, and the whole building is empty, but there's still a doorman. It's still giving the illusion there's a few lights on. Some of the lights are always on. Some of the windows stay cracked at all times. New York is a huge stage. The Manhattan part of New York is a huge stage. The outer part of New York, there's working class people killing themselves to try to have this idea of, I don't even understand it. It's like, it's so ridiculous. We're so distracted. But I digress from that.
Yeah.
This stage that we're in, for O'Shea, this world-traveled man, not to see the stage, and the stage that was built, not by blacks. They put us on the stage. That's why I told you last week that I cannot stand every frame on television has a black person in it. Every commercial, every billboard. Now you ride through Soho, they got this one chick, darker than you, and she's in everything. Everything. They are propping us up to this damn stage, playing us, and we at the bottom. We are at the bottom. We're all one-offs. He's the only doctor in his family. Okay? He's the only teacher in his family.
No, my sister's a principal.
His sister's a principal. That's right. I forgot about that. My sister's a principal. But my point is, we're one-offs. And O'Shea Duke Jackson went off on us as if we are broke and we don't have a brain and we can't think for ourselves. And I'm here to tell you, I don't follow Kanye. I don't follow no simp. Kanye is a simp to me. He's a sexual deviant. I don't want no part of it. He got his kids walking around in gimp suits. I watch what's his name? Not John Travolta. What's his name?
Are you referring to Pulp Fiction?
Pulp Fiction.
And you're talking about Ving Rhames?
Vin Rhames was in the scene along with the guy from Hard to Kill, Die Hard.
The guy who saved him, Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis
is the one who saved him.
Yeah, so we got Bruce Willis and we got Vin Rhames in the room, and the guy that's inside the cage, his wife is wearing that same suit. His children are wearing that same suit. I'm not impressed with Kanye zipping up his face. He's wearing a gimp suit. I'm not playing those games. I know what's going on. I know about bondage. I know about this whole concept of that gimp. I don't respect it. So for O'Shea to act like because Kanye said something I agree with, I'm some sort of follower. I'm some sort of dingbat. I didn't appreciate it. And I was triggered. And I was in that comment section heavy.
Good.
Heavy.
Good. But we have to watch this. This is popular nonsense that's going on. It's a real popular nonsense going on. And what it is to have people completely be dismissed very quickly.
Right.
To try to coin some type of term. We've done this in the past. You know, conspiracy theorists, other these different type of terms that come up. You know, they hijack terms, put a definition to it so they could destroy it.
Exactly.
Now, being woke is not what it used to be. Being woke is being some type of political person from the left. That has nothing to do about what it was.
You ain't woke. What do I always say? If you think you woke, you ain't woke
at all.
If you still got friends and you're still partying and you're still out having a good life and you woke, you're not woke. Because when you woke, your parents don't even like you. When you woke, your family and friends don't like you no more. When you really truly see the stage and you start pointing out the stage, nobody's calling you to come to the birthday party. Nobody's inviting you to the wedding. If you woke, you really wish you wasn't woke. You know how many times I wake up and wish I wasn't woke? How I really wish I wasn't, because I see the stage. And people like Mo Facts helped us a lot with this. This is one of the greatest episodes. This is episode 22, Mo Facts with Adam Curry on all podcasting platforms.
Sure.
Also, big up to the Podfather too.
The Podfather, Adam Curry, the Podfather. Yeah. We respect the Podfather all day.
No Agenda's a great show also.
Yeah, No Agenda, definitely. I have to be honest though, I've never seen one episode of No Agenda.
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, you. It's funny. You told me about Mo Facts, and I got through No Agenda through Mo Facts. And
right.
He's like, what is No Agenda? I have to see the original when I came.
Yeah. You went Mo Facts, then No Agenda.
Yeah, Mo Facts is my favorite.
Of course.
But No Agenda has great value. John C. Dvorak is great. Adam Curry is great on that show.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, this type of woke ain't no blue pills.
Ain't no blue pills.
Ain't no blue pills.
Yeah.
It won't work.
I wish I could take a goddamn blue pill. I'll be skinny again. I'll be getting laid more.
If damn it, I was gonna do it again. O'Shea Denali.
Wow.
If O'Shea Duke Jackson had the opportunity to, if saying what he said about Kanye would have made him the Rosa Parks of his time, he certainly would take it. he would take it because
Right.
what I'm taking, he
Right.
I think he's taking. I think
No, but it
I'm
also
at
took
Kanye, yeah.
courage. It took a
To come
lot
at
of
Kanye?
No. It
Oh,
took a lot of
okay.
courage for that young lady to sit in that bus and not get up.
You know what?
It took a lot of courage for her to just
Yeah,
be like,
yeah, I'm
nah.
not trying. Yeah.
15 years old. I know that.
You're talking about Claudette, not Rosa.
Yeah, Claudette. You know, that took a lot of courage.
Yeah. Not so. I'm not calling her. I don't think she's evil to be a cloud chaser. I don't think the young.
No, I didn't
young
think you meant
people.
that.
I don't think young people who are are evil. I don't think they know what it is as cloud chasing. I think there's a social carrot that's dangling in front of their faces, and it's perpetuated by social media, where they think they need to be the change or something like that. They need to be this. So if they're not doing something that's revolutionary, they don't even care if there's any morality or logic to it.
Right.
If it's not changed, then it doesn't make sense. So O'Shea, you can be the next Greta Thunberg. I'm rooting for you.
Well, you know what? The truth is, right now, if there is going to be somebody that voice, what's the closest thing to a Rosa Parks that we have now?
Oh, wait, shit, that reminded me. He
Who
said
is it?
some other bullshit that nobody in our generation, nobody of whatever generation was
But who would that be then?
equivalent to Rosa Parks.
Fine, that's fine.
Claire-
But
all right, Claire-
if we
I
had
think
to
Claire-
pick somebody,
Clarence Thomas
who would that
doesn't
be
count.
now?
Now? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
Clarence Thompson is a justice. He can't even count like that.
What are you talking about? We're talking about a hero and brave person for their race. He's the bravest justice out of everybody. He's the only justice that votes on character. He's the only one justice that made all other justices change their vote before because he voted on character, not on popular form.
And I'll say
so read about Clarence Thomas, not just about the whatever situation you have, and you'll know what character.
Yeah, forget about the crack smoking. None of
Wait,
that
wait,
stuff
wait.
even matters.
Wait,
Right?
I don't even know about that.
What
Okay.
I'd like for us to really get is the fact there's a lot of us out there. There's a lot of individual us out there.
Right.
There's a lot of what Kanye said out there. And what I do believe is that we're always going to have this figurehead that's pushed in our face to represent this view that we're talking about. And you know what? We do have a Kanye talking. We do have a Kyrie talking. We do have an O'Shea Duke Jackson. We take the things that we really agree with and find out the 100 people that nobody knows about that feel that exact way. That's how it really makes a difference. If we sit back and look at Kanye talking about that stuff, whether you agree or not, it doesn't do nothing for us.
Right.
And one of the things is a pacifist mentality. When we
Gotta
see
move up
somebody,
just a little. Right there's good.
when we have somebody, doing something, and we're showing somebody doing and talking about something, for a lot of people that's good enough. Something is being done, and what that allows you to do is sit on your behind and do nothing. So
This is like what you just said. Like what he said all we doing is on the comments.
Mm-hmm.
All we doing is we're not doing anything. Dude, being on the comments and having enough courage. I got family that won't even comment.
Right.
They're so afraid of the algorithm.
exactly.
So somebody commenting, that is a great thing.
Yeah.
Look at what I'm trying. I'm trying to get the legal dispensary here in New York. Mm-hmm. They're giving out the rules and they begging you to comment. Mm-hmm. They're like, please comment. We need you to comment on what we're doing here. So for him to dismiss the comments as if that's all we have to offer with what we some sort of belief system for Kanye is comments, and the support system is comments. What the hell is wrong with that?
He needs that more than money at this moment.
Seriously. Anyway, there's a lot of comments here. I don't think we're going to get to them today.
Let's see.
Let's talk about the value for value on this show. Have you gotten any value on this show? Because if you gotten any value, let's remember we're not monetized here. So you have to hit the Cash App. You have to hit the Venmo. The Cash App is $ Elvis Rosenberg. One word. And the Venmo is... the Venmo... Ulric is going to grab another libation. He's a blue-collar guy. Come on. They've showed him in every commercial his whole life that this is what you do after work. and advertising has worked. It's worked on him.
You see?
But this value system is like, if we went out and you and I, let's go get a drink.
Yeah.
We're gonna go. We only got an hour to spare. We're gonna get 2 drinks at least each. and the three of us. So we're talking 6 drinks. What is that worth? In Brooklyn, it's worth a little bit less than it is in Manhattan. And
6 drinks?
6 drinks.
That's a
Jersey
lot.
City, Jersey City is even less. So are you from Jersey City? What is that worth to you having a drink with us? What is that worth to you if you're in Nebraska, if you're in London, if you're in Bangladesh? What is something like that worth to you? That's called what we bringing forth. We're bringing forth value, and we're asking for you to, in return, give back some of that value. $ Elvis Rosenberg, and the Venmo is Elvis Rosenberg. Express yourself, do what you can do, and I would say show off. That's what I would say. Show off, because we need you.
We need everybody. And what do you think? Put it in the comment.
Boom! Hit the comment.
You know,
I'm Big Elvis the Chef Rosenberg. I'm here.
Ulric.
I am DocDoc Da Surgeon. I'm kind of here, but I'll always be here. Why? Because I'm the people's doctor.
People's doctor,
That was
y'all.
smooth.
The people's doctor. You are appreciated. And like always, you know, I can't forget, you know. I love you. I'm looking you right in the eye. Because it's true. And I appreciate you. We'll be back in 15 minutes, y'all. Boom.